Hey there, Cancer Sun, Cancer Moon, Cancer Rising. It's Maggie from Moon Directive. Welcome to my channel. Here we work with the energy of the moon to see how we can best utilize it to move our life forward in the most positive way possible. I want to thank you so much for your likes, your shares, your comments, for helping me to grow my channel. It's truly appreciated. I did channel some information for you, and I'm going to get that in just a moment. But I wanted to take a moment to ask you to please hit the thumbs up button or leave me a comment. It helps me to connect to your energy more when I'm trying to channel into your energy, if we've had some kind of energy exchange through this process. So you can always, if you really dislike it, you can always go back later and unlike it, or even hit the dislike button if you want. But if you could just do that right now to try to connect your energy, I'd really appreciate it. So I did the numerology for the different signs this month, and I also channeled, so both. So the numerology for Cancer comes up with an 8, which is the infinite abundance of the universe. Wow, I did not know that. So that's the numerology of Cancer. So it is learning to understand and channel and tap into the infinite abundance of the universe that is available to everyone. But that's one of Cancer's life missions. So just kind of cool, something to keep in mind. So when I was channeling for you, I saw it was a sheer rock cliff. Like it was really tall and straight up there, man. And you were dressed ready to climb. You know, you had your climbing equipment on. And you looked up and you're like, wow, I had no idea this was so tall. This is a challenge. Yeah. And then you started climbing. So good for you. All I could feel was your willpower rising to the challenge ahead of you. Kind of like, I'm going to be so proud of myself when I defeat this. So you're facing a challenge. You need to look for a nice solid foothold to get started. But it's in case you're wondering, it's go time. You got a challenge in front of you. But this month, it's go time. All right. So, the overall energy for the month is fear. So overcoming that fear and go ahead and go. Dig in. That looks like it's going to be kind of a challenge. So the key to the situation this month is the loving man. So does this mean that there is a man in your life that is in your heart space center? Possibly. But when I do these general readings, I think of it more as it is the need to reflect out into the world love, to give love, to be willing to offer love, to pour love onto situations. When I have the loving woman, I would think of that as the yin energy of being open to receiving love. This is the act of opening yourself up to give love. So in the recent past, and if you have never seen one of my 9-card spreads, past, present, future, thoughts, feelings, actions, and then I associated Lenormand houses with different parts. And so here you go. We have in the recent past, you were thinking a lot about lack. This is a consciousness of lack. This is an awareness that there was a lack. And there was information that you were seeking or that you received that affected you where you're like, wow, I don't have what I thought I had or what I was hoping to have, or it made you feel like you were lacking. But I want you to be reminded, Cancer, 8 equals infinite abundance. And so this lack is just really your imagination. It's not reality. Reality is what you create, okay? But you have the infinite, the unlimited ability to create unlimited abundance in any form that you choose to. In order to transform your life, you need to get in touch with your higher self. I am 4 readings in, and she has shown up in every single reading in some position or the other. What is going to transform your situation is communication with your higher self. So meditation, yoga, saltwater baths, this morning to clear my energy and prepare for these readings, I used a sea salt scrub, and allowed the energy to be cleansed off. Maybe it clears and opens the channels. So saging, lots of things you can do to allow you to be able more communication, automatic writing, showing up at a regular time, picking up a book that seems interesting to you about spirituality of some sort or the other, something. So it could be numerology. It could be a book on the Divine Sophia. It could be anything, actually, astrology, whatever, gemstones, something that interests you, and start reading it and allow that channel to be open to allow information to flow to you, and see where that takes you. In the future, we have loss. I think it's a fear of loss. The future's not defined, right? So the past has happened, nothing you can do about that except learn lessons from it. The present is where you take the actions that set up the future. If you allow yourself to get in touch with your higher self, maybe this loss is a loss on purpose. Maybe this is you setting yourself free. Maybe it's not a bad thing. Maybe you have this real fear that if I give this thing up, because when we get to the end of the week, it's about surrendering and releasing. And maybe there is this fear, if I give this up, has my ship sailed away? And I want to remind you again, Cancer, infinite abundance. Infinite abundance. You can create it. And so allowing yourself to dwell in the feeling of loss, fear of loss, creates that. You can create whatever you want. There is so much manifestation energy out there right now in general. And if you are dwelling in fears, you're going to create them. So looking for the positive, looking for the happy, looking for what you want to create, this lack of this consciousness of lack over some situation, where I think last month I noticed that you guys felt like you really, like something happened. That situation, if you allow yourself to feel like I'm too afraid, and I just feel I lost something, instead realize that something set you free so you could find yourself instead. So we have teacher in the area of anxiety and confusion in the past, in the heart space. And so I think you are searching for what was the lesson I was supposed to learn. What didn't I know that I should have known? Who's trying to get in contact with me? But when I look at this, I also, again, we have the books here. So again, you can teach yourself anything. But are you supposed to be teaching someone and someone's supposed to be teaching you? Or was this a karmic lesson about how to love? Wow. In the future, we have back and forth. It's like you're looking to the past instead of looking to the future. You're afraid of what you're losing. I know that mountain looks insurmountable. I mean, it was a sheer straight up. Honestly, I don't even know if Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible would do it. But he's a Cancer, so maybe. You can do this. It's one step at a time. It's one firm foothold at a time. And Cancer, the way that you climb a rock isn't by pulling yourself up. It's not by using your arm strength. I know guys tend to do that. It's really not the best way. You risk a lot when you do that. You risk fatigue. You risk not getting a good grip. You're putting a lot of strain on those upper body muscles in the arms and the shoulders that are not that strong. Where are your strongest muscles? Well, they're your glutes. They're your legs. And the way you climb is by finding a firm foothold and pushing yourself forward. It's the push. It's not the pull. It's the pushing action. It's the moving yourself forward. The foothold. and then look for the next best foothold. And the only thing the handholds are there for is just to, you know, for guidance from your higher self. They're going to guide you, but you have to take the action. You have to push yourself forward. You have to take the steps. You've had a real, okay, so this was in the reverse and it was in the obstacle department. So there's some kind of a commitment. Could be a job. Absolutely could be a job. There is nothing here that for sure tells me that this is personal relationship or if it's a job situation or if it's a community situation. I really can't tell. Not from what I'm seeing here. But I can tell you that you felt like something was written in stone. There was a commitment, and that commitment was a struggle. It was like that mountain. Hard to climb. Oh, the action here is letting go. Letting go. I know you're afraid. You're afraid of the loss. The loss is not a problem. If you let go and in the future there's the loss, I think you will find that the loss is the gift. There's so much freedom in not being tethered to a bad situation. There's so much freedom in not being tied down. I have, in my lifetime, had so many things where that has happened. Ugh, I don't really want to get into it today. Mercury retrograde. The doorway is open if you set yourself free. There is a path forward, but you are going to have to let go of those things that are pulling you back into the past. Quit looking to the past. Don't be so afraid. I want you to notice she's at the top of the mountain there. You can get there. Oh, and look at this. Here's your outcome card. A new supportive connection. When you let go, when you allow yourself to give love out, when you do these things, you have the opportunity to bring in a connection. But you can't if you, maybe that's you sailing away and this is what you're leaving behind because you've cut yourself free. Because I see the ropes, right? I see the ropes. And so maybe, and this is a female, this is a male, and that doesn't mean it's a relationship, but it's two different energies, right? And so maybe by letting go of that dirty dog that did you wrong situation, you sail off into the sunset. And then that's when you find the caring connection. Letting go of what doesn't serve you. That's what that full moon in Taurus was all about. That was happening in your career sector. This could very much be a career situation. Listen to your higher self. Your intuition, Cancer, is so strong. Listen to it. Wow. Okay. No. No. Not doing it. We're going to break these up and we're going to shuffle again. Okay. That one we'll keep it. That was the bottom one. It was like, okay, so here, the bottom one said, change is always good. And there was that whole stack that wanted to come with it, like, change is always good, but I can't let go of all these other things. I can't let go of everything that I've got going on here. Change is good. All right, let's see here. Okay. I love it. Change is good and you will be surprised. Actually, the only effective way of changing another person is by changing yourself. Works every time, guaranteed. Though I'm kind of partial to the way you are now, tally-ho. And ask with love, and their answer may surprise you, right? Pouring the love out. Yeah, whatever their answer, be happy, and this may surprise them. So, change is good. It's always good. It sometimes doesn't feel like it's going to be good. Sometimes the surprise is, holy crap, this is so much better than what I left behind. When the time for change comes, it's because the situation is no longer working. And if you're too afraid to let go, you are missing out on the adventure of sailing off into the sunset. You are missing, or is that a sunrise? You know, I guess it depends on your point of view. If it's a sunrise, it's a new opportunity, right? I mean, who actually sets sail at dusk anyway? I guess the water is calmer. No, it's calmer in the morning. Sailing off into the sunrise. Although I gotta say the water was a little churned up there, so it's probably sunset. Doesn't matter. New horizons. Don't be afraid to take the leap of faith. Change is always good. Allow yourself to be surprised. Let crap go. And yeah, I feel like your heart's going to be calling you back and forth, but just remember that on the horizon there are new caring connections. Whether it's work, whether it's a friendship, whether it's a intimate partnership, okay. This caring connection right here, we have soulmates and message in a bottle. Somebody, a soulmate, is going to contact you. But if you're stuck in a situation that blocks it, that makes it impossible, then it might not happen. This loving energy right here. Oh my gosh, my whole body just started, yeah, spirit's all over that. That's really important. The message in the bottle could also be from your higher self. Okay, yeah. It's information, intuition, listen to your higher self. And that's how you find your way to. So you may not actually hear from a soulmate. You might be getting downloads of information from your higher self that allows you to let go, that lets you experience a sense of loss that gets you to the soulmate connection in the future. Okay. Wow. We have spread messages of peace and harmony. I want to say speak kindly to yourself. As you're sailing away, don't flip them off. Say, hey, I wish you well. Job or whatever, right? Owl, listen to the messages of the angels. Okay, so we have messages. Okay, yes. Okay, your higher self, the message in the bottle, messages. Yes, so this is your higher self. They were just, the dove is the spirit that's messages. This message in the bottle is coming from your higher self. That's where that message is coming from. And we have live joyfully in the present. Not fearfully. Joyfully. It raises your vibrational energy, which allows better opportunities to come to you. We're going to keep those cards right there. Get rid of this one. All right. Change is always good. Change is always good. It doesn't necessarily feel like it. They say change is hard, right? But you're an initiating sign. It's a lot easier for you. Find a good foothold and start the climb. You can do it. Okay, let's get into the week. I'm so happy the moon on Sunday around 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Daylight Time moved into Leo. I wasn't able to start these videos until about then because the energy was not working for me at all. I can't even tell you how stressful it was. I'm like, I really need to do these. I took a nap. I'm like, I'm going to be up all night. So here we are. Up all night. Thanks for hanging out with me. All right, so here we go. This energy, okay, so first we have Mars moving into Scorpio also on Monday. So that's that get it done energy, and the moon is in Leo. There's a sense of get it done, which is really nice because Mercury is so freaking slow. It's slowing down to go direct. So they actually, like, in order to change directions, you know, you have to stop, right? You can't just slam your car into reverse. Or if your car's in reverse and you try to slam it forward, you will drop the transmission. You will have a breakdown. Don't ask me how I know. I wasn't the one driving, though, and it wasn't my car, so that's the good news. So you can't do it that way, right? So you have to slow and you have to come to a stationary stop before you start moving forward. Oh my gosh. All right, I'll tell you why I'm laughing. You'll enjoy this. It was my boyfriend in high school. He wasn't happy because I'm like, no, we have to go home. We're not parking. And so he slammed the car into reverse, and then he slammed it into forward because he was all mad about it. He dropped the transmission. And then he had to explain to his dad what the heck we were doing out on that road. Oh, that's funny. Sorry. All right, so communication can be really tense in this kind of energy. All right, the communication, there's a lot of light shining. I got the moon in a square with the sun, and so there's a lot of light being shown kind of like at a point, right? There's a point where they're meeting where it's really laser focused, and it's tense energy. And the communication is tense because Mercury is in that same square with the sun, with the moon. And so there's all this tension between communication and information coming to light. And so, you know, people are saying, okay, well, I know what you've done in the past, but you can't rest on your laurels. What are you doing now? Because everything's been so freaking slow, it's been hard to get anything done, right? And so draw on your innate wisdom, lessons learned, move yourself forward. Look for the gratitude in the situation. Personally, I'm grateful. Grateful. Mercury's finally going direct. Okay. Now she's out of it. Gonna not be hanging out in the water signs. This has been a rough year. Okay. So your overall energy for this week. Oh, yeah. You guys, seriously. So we have that fear card that showed up, and now we have this. I've been being stabbed in the back energy. There is a situation that is going to require you to let it go. Something's not working for you. If you want to get to this happiness, this joyousness, this soulmate, this connection situation, you're going to have to be willing to do this. And so we have the King of Blades, and this is the discerning process. This is the what's truth and what's not. I mean, are you actually being stabbed in the back? Maybe, maybe not. Don't focus on that. Focus on what you need to do. He only has that one sword. That's like the sword of truth. Making a decision. And then we have the Three of Pentacles. And this is working with others to move a project forward. So, if it's a work situation, it is very likely that, okay, so this is a scenario I'm seeing. I'm seeing a group of people working on a project, and somebody is undermining, undercutting, backstabbing you on this project, and you may have to go to your higher up and say, look, here's what I'm doing, because your reputation is at stake here, right? So here's what I'm doing. This is how the team is working. This is what's actually happening. You may have to find yourself defending yourself in that kind of a situation, especially because it's Leo. So Leo would be your second house of values. Okay, so it could be any kind of a situation It feels like work. This feels like work. It could be happening in anything. So second house is financial. It's also self-esteem, self-value, self-worth. And so there's a situation that it's a group of people. So it could be family. It could be friends. It could be somebody is stabbing you in the back. There's a relationship that needs to be let go. And a relationship is how two things interact. So the relationship could be the job. The relationship could be a group you're working in on a job. The relationship could be with a friend, with a family member. It could be an intimate partnership, although this feels not like that, because this is the Three of Pentacles, which is working together to build something, so that doesn't feel like third-party interference. So this feels like there's a situation where there's a bad apple creating a lot of drama unnecessarily, and your name is getting tossed out there, and you're being stabbed in the back, so pay attention. Pay attention. And take appropriate action. Using your innate wisdom. What is your gut telling you? What are you hearing inside of you, right? And then speak lovingly. Don't be mean. Don't be nasty about it, but stand up for yourself. Stand up for yourself. Okay. All right. Let's get a little guidance on this backstabbing situation here. That light that's being shown on this tension, I think early in the week you figure out what's going on. Take appropriate actions. Go to the King of Swords, the guy who's going to make the ultimate decision, who decides what's just and what is not just. And, you know, step up and stand up for yourself. Don't let that go on. So we have open yourself to higher learning and wisdom. Expand your crown chakra for illumination and walk the higher spiritual path. So yeah, taking the high road. Expanding your wisdom, listen to yourself. You'll know what to do if you listen to yourself. I really feel like that. And you have harnessed the divine masculine power of creation, destroy the old, visualize your dream, and help to manifest it into a new world. This is a beautiful card to have. That's the Alpha Dragon. It's that Yang energy. It's that loving man energy. Loving yourself, loving your dreams, going for it, standing up for yourself. Not letting somebody do that crap to you. You don't deserve that. And then Wednesday, happy dancing. Mercury goes direct. Woohoo! And then the energy right there of that moon that went into Virgo Tuesday night at 8:54 p.m. Eastern Standard Time was there's a need to kind of look over your finances, to explore where they're all at. What are you spending money on that you don't need to be spending money on, or where do you want to reallocate your resources to that works better? Especially, okay, so if it's a business project, maybe you need to take a look at the finances of the business project. If it's a home situation, take a look at that. Whatever it is, there's a need to assess the situation. You're being divinely guided and protected, and there is going to be some resistance that you're going to need to push through. You are going to have to push through, which again, I want to say get the foothold, drive yourself forward. Drive yourself up. We have released jealousy. Don't let someone else bring you down into the gutter with them. And we have partnership. So, intimate, possibly. It doesn't feel like a third party because it's the Three of Pentacles, not the Three of Swords, not the Three of Cups. Feels like business. Soulmates, you know, they're not just intimate partnerships. They're also people we work with, our friends, whatever. Caring connection doesn't necessarily mean a partnership, intimate. Could. Leave me a comment, let me know. Thursday, there's so much potential for productivity, though. So, wrapping up projects Wednesday and Thursday, and Mercury's going direct where the moon's sitting. It's a good time to get some stuff done. So, and then at 11:20 p.m. on Thursday, the moon is going to move into Libra. And then at 9:59 a.m. on Friday, happy birthday, Sagittarius. Sun moves into Sagittarius. If you are cross-watching or it's one of, whatever, if you know a Sagittarius, it is their birthday. So happy birthday to them. This card volunteered. We will take it also. So we have here this need to surrender to divine timing. This need to let go of total control of everything. When you release, make some concessions. If it's compromising in a business situation or a partnership in business or otherwise, there's this need to just kind of find the balance by being willing to let go of some of the control. The need to be controlling everything is going to hold you back. And you have open your heart to love and joy. Don't be afraid. So if this is romantic, if someone new has presented themselves in your life and you are hanging on to the fears of the past, it's time to start climbing the mountain again, right? But when you have flight, let your creative imagination fly, which feels very much like a team situation. You need your effort, your time. So getting projects done over the weekend, wrapping things up. And then the moon is going to move into Scorpio at 12:58 a.m. on Sunday. And there's going to be a situation, quite likely, that it's going to feel like it's way the heck out of control. That might be the Ten of Swords energy. And there might be this initial reaction because the moon is in Scorpio to internalize your anger and your upset and not let anybody know it's bothering you. But if you take it to the right people, you can find the creative way to problem solve it. Creativity. This is creativity. This is building something together. And so allowing your creativity to solve a problem instead of holding on to your anger will help to bring peace into the situation. There is going to be a sense of disillusionment. Like, I'm just done with the situation, and that's okay. Change is good. So, whatever we're talking about here, as I'm talking and you're thinking, I don't know, is she talking about this or she's talking about that, or this popped into your head and you're like, oh, I know what she's talking about. What did your intuition say? When I was talking, what did you think? Oh, this is what we're talking about. Because you were right. Because you have yes. Your intuition is correct. So, if you were wondering what we're talking about here, it's what you thought about. That is what it is. And so then we have self-forgiveness and a new dawn. All right, so in case you were wondering, self-forgiveness. When you love yourself and you accept all the parts of you, and we've been just working through all this, right, through Scorpio. We've been working through all of this. Like, what do we do and everything? Like, how did I get here? I can't believe No. That stuff all got stirred up so that you could say, all right, but I am a divine spark of God having a human experience. I'm a human being. And I was here to learn lessons and make choices and decisions and to grow. And so you didn't make a wrong choice. You didn't do anything wrong. You were learning. You were growing. So love yourself for it. Apparently it was a new dawn. Set yourself free. There's a new dawn, right? That loss is a good thing. The worst is behind you now and positive new experiences are on the horizon. So, since I was trying to figure out if it was a sunrise or a sunset, Spirit said it was a sunrise. It was a sunrise, Maggie. Goodness. It's the dawn of a new day, right? Okay, so let's get you a crystal card for the month so that you know what to work with, to use when you meditate or carry it with you or stick it by your bed and you're sleeping. Charge it up by putting it in the sunlight. You could charge it up by putting it in the moonlight. I just heard saltwater bath. You need to charge yourself up with a saltwater bath. Do that. Cleanse some of that negative energy off to help you let things go, right? Let it go. You have Emerald. Oh, I have a Cancer friend, and you know who I'm talking about. This is her favorite card. I earn unlimited income doing what I love. I am successful in all of my pursuits. There is your mantra. There is your affirmation for the month. I earn unlimited income doing what I love. I am successful in all of my pursuits. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Way to finish this out. Don't be afraid. Take the risk. Find the foothold and drive yourself up the side of the mountain. You are safe. You are protected. You will get there. You have the ability, right? You are unlimited to manifest whatever you want. You can do this. All right. We'll talk soon, Cancer. Have a great week, great month. Whenever I see you next.